250,000 people a year, a month at least. I mean, they're talking 2 million this year who will get across the border, because Biden refuses to enforce our border, secure it in the most basic way. We got a lot going on here at Judicial Watch. The other crisis, and there are numerous crises. I don't think COVID is the crisis it's being made out to be, but the border is a crisis. Well over 200,000 illegal aliens get across the border every month, practically speaking, under the Biden administration. You just let them in. Those are the numbers. They're called apprehensions, and that means into these are the folks that the Border Patrol has seen and administratively handled, but are released into the interior. Our border's wide open. I don't know about you, but if that's not impeachable, I don't know what is. We had leadership in Congress. They'd be talking about impeaching President Biden for failing to execute his oath of office, by failing to make sure that the laws are faithfully executed. Mayorkas, who is the head of the Department of Homeland Security, impeach him. Kamala Harris, she's endorsed it. Impeach her. I'm dead serious about this. 250,000 people a year, a month at least. I mean, they're talking 2 million this year who will get across the border, because Biden refuses to enforce our border, secure it in the most basic way. And he's affecting and helping this human trafficking. Let me be clear again. The Biden administration is part of the most significant human trafficking operation in world history. They are helping the human traffickers get the people across the border. They check to make sure they're there, that they have some information on them, and that's being charitable, and then they let them pass. Sometimes flying them to places within the country, using the military and other means. Again, if that's not impeachable, what is? And it goes, and the handling of the border goes to show you they don't care about anything they say they care about. They say they're concerned about the COVID and the spread of the Delta variant. You know what's going on at the border. Everyone crosses. No one's checked, by the government at least. McAllen, Texas is complaining, according to Fox News, it's 7,000 COVID positive illegal immigrants released to their town. Just 1,700 since February, 1,700 in just the last month. They don't care about COVID. If they did, they would stop it. They'd secure the border. They'd stop literally importing COVID. Besides, they have a positive moral obligation and constitutional obligation to secure the border against illegal crossers, and they're not doing it. They're refusing to do it. So the Trump administration had in some way successfully controlled the most recent wave by creating what is known as the Remain in Mexico program, the migrant protection protocols, that if someone was going to seek asylum, usually fraudulently, which is what the problem is, they come in, they say they're seeking asylum, and they just let them into the country, knowing that it was likely to be either rejected or they never show up to follow up. So they said you have to remain in Mexico to pursue your asylum claim. And that obviously severely curtailed fraudulent claims and the likelihood that illegal aliens would get in by cheating as a result. So what did Biden do? He ended it. And not only that, he encouraged people who were in the program, who were still in Mexico, just to come on in. They began processing them almost immediately. At least 25,000 people. And so what we want to know is what about any crimes associated with these folks who've come in? And we wanted to know if the Biden administration was keeping track of it. So, of course, we weren't getting any information from the Biden administration. So we had filed a lawsuit against the Department of Homeland Security for information about crimes associated with the aliens let in under Biden's new policy. Again, a straightforward request that we can't get the time of day on from the Biden administration. This is a border crisis without precedent in American history. And so Judicial Watch is prepared to devote not only the resources we have in court now, but additional resources to uncover the truth about it. So when you have a completely open borders, it places the American people at risk, not only in terms of health, national security, their tax dollars, dare I say it, but also their personal security. And the Biden administration doesn't want you to know the truth about it, but Judicial Watch does, which is why we have filed this new lawsuit in federal court that is following on reports that 61,000 immigrants who illegally crossed the Mexican border have been released in the United States since Biden took office under this program alone. And of course, its numbers are now factors of that exponentially. So this is a crisis that Judicial Watch is in court trying to expose the full truth on. We have other lawsuits concerning it. And the Biden administration should come clean about the crimes committed by aliens as a result of its reckless disregard for the law. And I tell you what, we've got more coming.
Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel to catch all the latest news from Judicial Watch.